Life often feels like a journey filled with twists, turns, and unexpected challenges. We face seasons of uncertainty, moments of heartache, and trials that test the very core of our being. It's during these difficult times that we may find ourselves questioning, why is this happening? How will I ever overcome this? But in the midst of the storm, there is a truth we must hold on to: trials are not the end of the story. In God's hands, they are the stepping stones to triumph. Trials are a part of the human experience, something we all encounter in different forms. For some, it may be the pain of loss, the sting of betrayal, or the weight of financial struggles. For others, it might be battling illness, enduring rejection, or carrying the burden of unfulfilled dreams. These experiences can leave us feeling broken, lost, and alone. Yet, the Bible reminds us that trials are not meant to destroy us, but to shape us into who God created us to be. James 1 verses 2-4 offers a profound perspective on hardship. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. These words challenge us to see trials not as obstacles but as opportunities to grow, to strengthen our faith, and to draw closer to God. When we face trials, it's natural to feel overwhelmed. But it's in these moments of weakness that God's strength is made perfect. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9 says, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." This promise reminds us that we don't have to navigate life's hardships on our own. God is with us, sustaining us with His grace and empowering us to keep moving forward, even when the road seems impossible. Trials have a way of refining us, much like gold is refined in the fire. The heat may be intense, but it burns away impurities, leaving behind something pure and valuable. In the same way, God uses the difficulties we face to refine our character, to strengthen our faith, and to prepare us for greater things. Romans 5 verses 3-5 explains, "We also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. And hope does not put us to shame, because God's love has been poured out into our hearts through the Holy Spirit." One of the most powerful aspects of turning trials into triumph is recognizing that God has a purpose for our pain. He doesn't allow us to walk through hardship without a reason. In every trial, there is a lesson to be learned, a strength to be gained, or a testimony to be shared. Sometimes, the very challenges we face become the platform for God's glory to shine through our lives. Consider the story of Joseph in the Bible. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and imprisoned, Joseph endured one trial after another. Yet, through it all, God was with him, orchestrating a plan far greater than Joseph could have imagined. In the end, Joseph rose to a position of power in Egypt, saving countless lives during a famine. What his brothers intended for harm, God used for good. This story serves as a powerful reminder that no matter how dire our circumstances may seem, God is always at work, turning trials into triumph. The journey from trials to triumph requires faith, faith that God is in control, faith that He is good, and faith that He is working all things together for our good. Romans 8 verse 28 declares, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." This verse doesn't promise that life will be free of difficulties, but it assures us that God's plan for us is ultimately for our benefit and His glory. In the midst of trials, prayer becomes our lifeline. When we cry out to God, we invite His presence into our situation. Prayer reminds us that we are not alone, that the Creator of the universe is listening to our every word and holding us in His hands. Through prayer, we find peace that transcends understanding and strength to face each day with courage. Worship is another powerful tool in the journey from trials to triumph. When we choose to worship God in the middle of our struggles, we declare that He is greater than our circumstances. Worship shifts our focus from our problems to His power, filling us with hope and reminding us of His faithfulness. As Psalm 34 verse 1 says, "I will bless the Lord at all times, His praise shall continually be in my mouth." As we persevere through trials, we often find that our faith grows stronger, our perspective becomes clearer, and our hearts are filled with a deeper sense of gratitude. What once seemed unbearable becomes a testimony of God's grace and provision. Our trials become a source of encouragement for others, as we share how God brought us through and gave us victory. The journey from trials to triumph is not easy, but it is worth it. Every step, every tear, every prayer brings us closer to the purpose God has for our lives. And as we look back on the challenges we've overcome, we can see His hand guiding us, His love sustaining us, and His promises coming to fruition. If you're facing trials today, take heart. Know that God is with you, walking beside you every step of the way. Trust Him to turn your pain into purpose, your struggles into strength, and your trials into triumph. The road may be difficult, but the destination is glorious. Keep your eyes on Him, and you will see His faithfulness in ways you never imagined.